Um, Gray's Vi is actually banned out here from International Lane Losers. It was a very big presence in that game too. Helped them create a lot of picks. It had a lot of good initiates, synergized really well with Flame, so I don't see why they wouldn't ban that out. And yet, they still want to ban out that Thresh, and we're going to have to see if they ban out that Braum.
Yeah, for sure.
Ziggs
Z-
being banned out.
Ziggs being banned out by International Lane, and Flame is going to go ahead and grab Braum. He's just so incredibly strong. It's the support that everyone wants to play right now. And basically, people fight over him all the time. And Griffin Gaming bringing that onto their team is going to be such a huge asset for them. The amount of CC and team fight potential that Braum possesses is like incredibly insane right now. So that is going to be locked in. Um, and now International Lane Losers looking to pick up possibly Tristana. 50 seconds for Tiverton Fenmar to pick his champion.
Yeah, I feel that Ziggs was a really smart ban here from International Lane Losers because Ziggs was on the winning team for both games, and Ziggs was a big presence in both games actually. I feel like that's a smart ban, and I feel like both mid laners are going to be wanting to pick up that Syndra. Once again, I feel like Tristana could be a really good pick. Here, Tristana is very meta champion. She scales really well with items right now. She scales really well with the AD carry meta now. And I think we might see a return on that Evelyn for Tiverton Fenmar, depending on how he wants to play things. And yes, we are going to see that. As Evelyn in game one was a big factor in why they won. A lot of the early laning and ganking pressure was coming for him. So hopefully he can replicate that here in game 3, but Gray is going to bring out a third different jungler here, looking to pick up Jarvan, the Dunk Master, the man, the legend. Jarvan is really strong, like I said, in this meta. If he gets ahead, he can just build straight damage, one-shot the enemy AD, game's over. He doesn't have to worry about diving in if he has someone like Zillion on his team. I think Zillion would be a really oddball pick, and there really has to be a clutch pick here. Because in game 3, where everything's on the line, this is where your picks count, and this is where you have to bring your A game. And it looks like Epicon is going to return to that jinx where he went 11. I'm pretty sure he went like 13-0-2 last game, and his jinx, along with Caraface, was a big reason in why Griffin Gaming won. He got a pentakill to end the game with. They baited Baron buff, and then it was just a clean sweep around the house, and Epicon is just able to run around and pentakill, and looks like I'm just gonna call him SKT. Looks like SKT wants to steal away the Zillion, because I feel Griffin Gaming may have given away like a Zillion pick for hovering that too long. I don't know if that's what they actually wanted to run. But if they do, then they might be able to steal away here. I don't know if SKT won't even really play Zillion. We're going to have to see how things play out. But strong picks coming out here for both sides. The third game, Leona coming out here again. Leona, it's not like Such Rain did bad last game either. I feel like Such Rain did fine on Leona, and he did fine in first game. So he's just going to return to his comfort champion with all these other supports being banned out, and we're going to have to see how he plays it.
Yeah, for sure.
The Orianna also being picked up.
Yeah, so right now, International Lane Losers, they have a really good team fight. Leona, Ori, Trist. We've seen Tiverton play Eve this first game, and he did really well. He got around the map. He was helping every lane get ahead. And Syndra, once again, maybe getting picked up here. And it's kind of unfortunate because she's been on the losing side every time. So if Amadrowski does decide to play that out, which it looks like he may not, Kale actually may be coming out, which is a really good choice by them, because you got a pretty good front line with Braum, J4, and that that divine intervention is just so like it's so strong, you know.
I feel like Kale is not a strong pick as she once used to be due to a recent nerfs in patch. I think it was, I think they nerfed her in patch 4.10, and they nerfed her attack speed and her ability to power ratio. But nonetheless, she is still a strong champion. I feel that she is better building full burst now instead of just building that Runan's Hurricane Nashor's Tooth build. We'll have to see how that plays out. I think that will come into great use, that divine intervention with Epicons. It's not like he was in a bad position last team fight, but with the amount of dive that international lane losers have between Leona, Eve, and an Oriana Ball and an Aurelia, I think he might need that divine intervention that this fight. KR support Lulu. We haven't actually seen Lulu. Sorry, I forgot. They're going to have the Brum in the Lulu in top lane. The Lulu is also going to be really good for Epicons, just going to be able to get that wild growth on him, pop everyone up, get that disengage, try and get him into a better spot. So this whole comp is going to allow Epicons to try and dominate this game like he did last game. If he can do that,
Yep.
then this is going to be another solid win for Griffin Gaming.
Yeah, absolutely. Epicons is their main damage dealer, and he usually always is. It feels like if Epicons gets ahead, you know, then the whole Griffin Gaming team gets ahead, and they really depend on their bottom lane to do well. So, international lane losers, they were able to recognize that in the first game and kind of shut it down. We had Eve going all around the map. Tiverton again, once again on Evelyn as well. So, you know, they have a really good team comp. They have a lot of CC for international lane losers. You know, they have Oriana, they
Yeah.
have Leona, so they have a good amount of lockdown. But on the other side, you know, you got a lot of CC from Griffin Gaming too. You got to respect the Braum, you got to respect the J4 and Lulu especially, and then the ulti coming out from Kale. So it's just going to be really hard to fight against that. But international lane losers, they did it once tonight. They can do it again. Same for Griffin Gaming. This is game 3, and yeah, we're just really excited to see
Yeah,
how it's going to turn out.
everything's on the line here. I can't tell who to give this match to in terms of team comp. I feel like both team comps are really balanced. I feel like, however, international lane losers has a better late game. Kale doesn't scale that well into late game anymore. Like you have you could have 6 item Tristana, you know, max range 80 carry. You could have 6 item Oriana, full burst 100 to 0 you, and you could have, you know, 6 item Aurelia, never dies, does a lot of damage. It could be really, you know, fearsome here for international lane losers. They just need to hold out and not make as many mistakes. I think the key for them at winning is Tiverton Fenmar needs to become the Evelyn that he was in game 1. He needs to pressure the map. He needs to get all of his lanes ahead or equal, and just you know, get the game, set the pace for the game. International lanes and lane losers, they need to set the pace for the game, and they need to keep the pace for the game. Because if they let Griffin Gaming run away with it, it's not going to be easy for them to keep up with Griffin Gaming. Because if they get ahead, that is going to stay ahead. If
Yeah.
you get a Lulu ahead, if you get a Tail ahead, Jinx ahead, they're just going to stay on top and, you know, not let you down. And Braum is going to make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
it's going to be interesting to see how these junglers once again handle the situation. And I think it all comes down to this bot lane here for Griffin Gaming, because game 3 on the line here. It's gonna no, this is it. So we're ending champion select out with about 35 seconds left. We're gonna go ahead and throw it over to one of our last commercial breaks of the Grind Gaming League. So stay tuned and thank you for watching, and get ready for game 3. Da-da-da-da.
Embrace the shadow.
Fight me.
Okay guys, welcome back to the Grind Gaming Dragon League Championship match. This is match 3, so everything is on the line right now as we have International Lane Losers and Griffin Gaming duking it out.
Da 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 da. Okay, enough of that. Okay, let's check out this level 1. All of Griffin Gaming is grouped up, and you need to respect a bronze level 1. Let me tell you that. Is trying to get a deport here, but Griffin Gaming is on the move, and Lexus is actually in a really good position to spot out and get out in time. But if you get caught by a bronze Q at level 1, it's going to be the death of you. And they face check, and Lexus is right there to get caught.
And Lexus is not going to go down right here. Amadrowski throws a little ward right there, and it doesn't look like we're going to see any first blood coming out anytime soon. So that was actually really scary for Lexus right there. We did see the exhaust go down, but he was able to get out of that.
I feel like he changed his mind one too many times. He was in a good positioning from the start, but then he went back up to his buff, which allowed Griffin Gaming to push at the time that he went up to his buff. When he came back down to the river to check, he walked right, face first into a Braum. He had to burn both of his summoners, which means Tristana's going to have a really rough laning phase against this Braum Jinx. But Brombruz blew his exhaust and Jinx blew her flash. So some could say it's worse, some could say it's not. Just going to have to see how they play it out here in bot lane.
Yeah, absolutely. And already you see Epicon's putting some pretty good damage onto Such Vayne. Curveface trying to keep that zone alive. Meanwhile, here in the top lane, Flame going against IDK 9000 on Aurelia. She's going to be taking quite a bit of poke, I'd assume, from Flame. So, yeah.
This lane is going to, like all of these lanes, are going to have a rough time. I feel like Griffin Gaming's lanes are a lot stronger in that respect. I think the most toss-up lane is going to be the mid lane because both mid laners have a chance of coming out ahead. But especially with this Jinx Braum, it's really hard to beat a duo like that. And Eve is actually going for a red buff. No, actually, sorry, I'm dumb. Okay, Eve and Jarvan are gonna get the refs. I thought Eve was on the blue side, but I am wrong, and that's why I'm only Diamond 5.
It's all good. We do see Eve going.
But,
oh, go ahead.
3-minute, 30-second gank. Here we go. Double buff. Let's go. Okay, never mind. Just gonna back off.
Yeah, it looked like
I was
Eve
hoping for that.
was gonna go towards that top lane, but she's not, and she's kind of got her eyes set on this mid lane now. Amadrowski might be in some trouble. As we do have Tiverton Fenmar throwing tons of damage onto him. We do have Terrible Diamond, aka SK Slayer, aka Amadrowski, the generic version, playing Orianna here in the mid lane.
Yeah, it was a good attempt, but the most you can ever burn is a flash. If it comes down to that situation, it'll just offer more leeway to Amadrowski 12, SKT1, to farm a little bit more. But Tiverton Fenmar is back. I don't think he has the damage, though.
Tiverton, he's just so persistent. We do see GG Gray coming out, but yeah, we're not going to see anything come out of that besides a flash. And I think Such Vayne probably thought a little too much about that because GG Gray was not in a position to make anything happen there. I guess it's one of those better safe than sorry situations, but she really didn't have anything to worry about.
Yeah. I think every team, I think just both teams just want to play really safe right now. And that's not going to happen with this Eve coming down.
We got the initiation coming out. Tiverton, Fenmar, and we got the jump coming in from Lexerus. Epicon's trying to do everything he can to keep them off of his teammate. And actually, Epicon's, he's going to go ahead and just big face everyone. Meanwhile, Gray
T1's here.
taking damage from the generic version. And yeah, he is just... It looked like they were trying to set something up, International Lane Losers. They wanted to get 4 members down there to be able to kill that Griffin Gaming bottom lane, but they just weren't exactly on the right page.
Yeah, and you can really see Flame pressuring IDK 9000 in this top lane with that Lulu pick. Lulu is a really strong lane bully. You know, it's not really showing in his CS, which is kind of disappointing because you would think for the amount of harass that he's getting on IDK 9000 he would have more CS, but I guess it's not panning out for him. And like I said, both teams play as safe as you can. No one wants to make a mistake in Game 3 where it all counts.
Yeah, for sure. We do see Flame Cryo Phoenix getting IDK 9000 pretty low. He's just going to go ahead and hop and dash around for those last little minions. Back over to this mid lane, we do see both Amadrowskis doing a really good job on the farm. That still trips me out. I'm still going to call him SK Slayer.
I feel that we're going to have to see how this game pans out because Game 1, 40-minute slugfest where International Lane Losers finds a way in the end to pull it out. Game 2, 20-minute brawl with a pentakill at the end for Griffin Gaming. And this Game 3 could be something different as Evelyn returns to the bottom lane.
Yeah, we see Tiverton coming in once again. Epicons know what the deal is. He throws the chompers down, but no, he goes back in. Tiverton Fenmar taking the exhaust in the face. And actually, Tristana is falling dangerously low right now, and she's still taking poke from Epicons. Right now, Tiverton Fenmar might be going down. Epicons gonna get the last shot, and he does! First blood going out to Epicons and Curface. What a good bottom lane pair they are.
Here.
We do have it's still
bottom lane.
They're still wanting to fight. We see the teleport coming out from Flame, but was it completely necessary? I suppose it was, because you know, the double Amadrowski guy, the mid laner for International Lane Losers. You know, he actually managed to roam, and now Griffin Gaming has their eyes set on this dragon. It's not going to be contended, so it's completely free.
And that tower in top lane is too healthy for IDK 9000 just to push down in one wave. So it's going to allow Flame time to get back to that top lane and hopefully get there before that tower falls. And
IDK.
the teleports haven't been that solid this game. It was really, really good that Epicons and Curface were able to 2v1 that gank in bottom lane. That is the strength of Braum. And looks like, no, I really can't get the star, but Braum and almost any AD carry can turn a 2v, a gank, from a 3v2 on its head, and that's what we saw. Epicon's getting the first blood onto Tiverton just because of the Braum passive stacks.
Yep.
Really strong. And it can really decide, you know, how this bottom lane, you know, will show. And what do we see? Double Dorans, but what's the main difference? It's BF versus Pickaxe. BF easily can be able to outtrade that Pickaxe.
Yep. Absolutely. He's just, you know, he's sitting so strong right now. Epicons once again, and this is the strength of Griffin Gaming. We do see quite a bit of poke coming out from Epicons onto such vein. She's gonna run into the choppers. The slow is gonna come out. I don't know if she can make it out, and she doesn't. Epicons once again, the golden pair here for Griffin Gaming, managing to pick up another kill, and they are starting to roll, man. This pentakill really got them going. We do see the ultimate coming out from Amadrowski and Curface. Lexerus, meanwhile, taking tons of damage.
He's stunned.
Double Amadrowski taking huge damage from Epicons. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Tiverton Fenmar goes down from Flame Cryo Phoenix. GG Gray throws down the Cataclysm, and Aurelia may be going down right now. Flame trying to put everything he has onto it. Is he going to be able to get the kill? And he does. Really good job by Griffin Gaming.
Okay. Alright, let's look at what happened. they got another catch onto such Vayne in the bottom lane because of you can just lock somebody down so long with the Braum Jinx combo. Not only do you get the slow from Braum's Q, but you get the slow from Jinx W. You get the stun from Braum passive. You get the chompers from Jinx E, and it just allowed them to lock down such Vayne before he could even react to anything. And in the top lane, Flame and Gray showing up the Dunk Squad with the Wild Growth, able to turn that 2v1 on its head. And this just looks like everything going really good here for Griffin Gaming. However, SKT1 and Majoski 1-2 did roam down to that bottom lane and got a kill onto Braum. However, a kill onto Epicon would have been better.
Yeah. And gosh, you can tell the communication from Griffin Gaming is better than ever. They had a really rough start, and I think that just kicked them in a gear. That game one that they lost, it just motivated them completely to. It brought out the best of them, I should say. And now they're working as a team. Their communication is solid, and you can see that through their gameplay. Epicon's Curface doing such a good job here in this bottom lane. International lane losers, on the other hand, they're not really synergizing as well. We've seen Tiverton Fenmar trying to come down, help his lanes get ahead, but gosh, the power from Curface playing that Braum is just so incredible right now that it has no contention.
Yeah, tower falling down there in the top lane due to minions, but it's going to be alright. The dragon is going to respawn in about 1:50. I feel like that's going to be our next point of contention, depending on how these junglers play. Probably the next team fight, and what might be the thing that decides this game. It's hard to say because it's so early, but at 3,000 gold lead, if a team like Griffin Gaming kills 4 people and gets a dragon with that next dragon that's coming up, could easily be the nail in the coffin here. Because we saw last game, once Griffin Gaming got a lead, they got a lead, and they didn't let that go. And they destroyed that lead to victory. And they just, looks like they just want to dive here in bot lane. They don't care.
Yeah, they're going to go ahead and dive, and that's going to be Curface throwing out the ult. We do have such Vayne throwing down the solar flare, but it's not going to be able to stop Epicon's double kill. We do have Tiverton Fenmar to go ahead and answer for Curface. However, is this going to be a triple kill for Epicons? We do see the TP coming out from Flame. No, it's going to be canceled. Actually, Epicon's still on the chase. Actually, and Epicons might be able to get his triple. I don't think he's going to be able to get it. He's still on the chase. And gosh, that was just Griffin Gaming doing their thing, man.
Yeah, it's this bot lane coming through huge. And I don't think the bot lane of International Lane Lizard suspected the dive power that this Braum Jinx has and the lockdown that they have. And it showed there because Braum just walked up, ultimated, and then Jinx followed up with her charges and her, whatever those chompers are, and just let them dive easily. I don't think his teleports have been key at any part in this series. I feel like he needs to work on finding better times to teleport at, because his teleports at any point in this series have not been efficient, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree. Flame, I can appreciate the fact that he's trying to get down there to help his teammates, but he's got to realize that it's already done and over and coming down now. So you're right. He does have to pick and choose his spots a bit better.
This is the team fight that needs to happen.
The team fight looks like it's about to break out. We do see such Vayne. She didn't manage to connect right there with Curface, and we might see the solar flare come down on top of the Epicon's ult. We do see the Cataclysm killing Tiverton Fenmar. Another kill. Such Vayne manages to drop GG Gray, and the fight continues. Flame Cryo Phoenix manages to grab a kill, and right now IDK 9000 also drops down. So that's going to be an awesome exchange for Griffin Gaming, as they feel like they're on top of the world right now.
Yeah, what did I say? The next dragon could decide the game. If they get 4 kills in a dragon, it'd be really hard for international lane losers to come back. What did they get? 4 kills in a dragon. I can call me Jad Prediction Master 2014. Let's. I don't know what they can do now at almost a 8,000 gold lead at 14 minutes in. It's going to be really hard for international lane losers to come back in this situation. Not only do you have the bot lane of Griffin Gaming on point, Epicon's 404, and you have Flame 303 in that top lane. I don't know what you can do, but trying to create picks like they are in this bot lane.
Yeah, such Vayne right here. Going on to Curveface and Amadrowski. He's gonna drop down. Really nice ultimate there from SKT Slayer. So yeah, that was the pick that you were just talking about, and they managed to capitalize on the mistake and the wrongful positioning of Griffin Gaming right there.
Yeah, I feel like Griffin Gaming just wanted that bot tower. I mean, they got it, but it cost them their lives. Was it worth it? Probably in the long run because it opened up the map for them, but not at the current moment because they had to give up 2 kills for that. There's a really good shot. Orion, it was a Leona fall delivery system with the Zenith blade, but we're gonna have to see how much that'll pay off for them coming up into these next few fights, because Epicon's Infinity Edge, Alexris not even a BF sword, so you can tell the gold disparity between these two AD carries is pretty high, and it really is going to pay off when RNGesus comes down to bless Epicons with the crits that he might get.
Yeah, Epicons, as we've seen in the last game, when him and Curveface, are on the same page, they are just so incredibly powerful. And with that last exchange, that's the kind of thing international lane losers need to get back in this thing. They showed right there that, hey, we're not out yet. This game's still a game. We're not, going to go down without a fight. So
yeah, they can't go down without a fight because this is game 3 where everything matters. But this is where Griffin Gaming is going to flex their muscles and their 7,000 gold lead, and we're going to have to see how they handle the situation.
Yeah,
they're just wailing on the tower.
They are fully aware of Tiverton Fenmar's presence. They're hanging around the side, and they're just going to go ahead and wait for another wave. It looks like they are feeling very comfortable to go ahead and push this second tier tower. So Griffin Gaming not backing down, feeling really strong. Curveface looks like he is ready, just about ready to ult. We see the solar flare coming down. Oriana completely whiffs her ult. Cataclysm comes down. The fight continues. Amadrowski, Curveface dropping down. IDK 9000. Lexrus drops down from Epicons. And right now, such Vayne double kill for Epicons right now. And Curveface actually manages to go down. And that was the siege Griffin Gaming was waiting so patiently for.
Yeah, I feel that Amadrowski 11 played that a little bit poorly. He still had his Divine Intervention. He could have used it to save either, I think it was Scareface or Gray, who went down in that fight. No, Gray didn't go down. I think Flame went down. He could have used it to save one of them. All in all, got a successful dive, got the tower. Now they just move on to the next objective and continue to increase their gold lead.
Yeah, for sure. And right now they're feeling so comfortable with the decisions they make. You can see them working as a team completely. Meanwhile, international lane losers, they're trying to make plays happen, but they're just not. They're coming up short. We've seen Tiverton Fenmar trying to get around that map really early, and unfortunately, he couldn't manage to make anything happen. So right now, Eve, Tiverton Fenmar sitting on 1, 3, and 2. All he's got really is the Ancient Golem, or not Ancient Golem, the Elder Lizard with some Merc Tread. So he's not really powerful at all. Meanwhile, Oriana, SK Slayer, the generic version Amadrowski, he's 3-0-2. He's got his needlessly large rod, he's got his Unthiens, and he's got Sorcerer Shoes. So they're really, really depending on that Oriole to come through. In that last fight, he kind of whiffed it. Like, it looked like it might have been able to hit everyone, but they scattered pretty well as soon as, the fight broke out, and that's exactly what they needed to do.
Yeah, I feel that it's just kind of hard for international online losers to do anything in this situation. They were a little unaware of the power. They were unaware, or they just didn't respect the power of this Braum pick in the bot lane, because Epicons is on a roll again. 6-0-5, Caraface is 3, 4, and 8. They just completely dominated that bot lane, and it's really showing as the pressure as they can exert the rest of the pressure on the map. But what they can't be doing right now is wasting time like they are. Are they going to get a catch? No, they're not. They're just wasting time right now. I don't know what Flame is doing, but it looks like they're going to peel for this dragon, but they can't just be wasting time wandering around and not pushing towers. They need to flex their muscles while they can, because they don't have the late game team. International Lane Losers has the late game team.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I can't stress what you said enough. They need to start getting objectives. Like, it was awesome to see them flex their muscles with that last siege, but they need to not let it up. They need to not get so comfortable to the point where they're not doing anything anymore. They need to continue to be pushing. They need to be persistent with this. And right now they're looking to get this bottom lane tower. They're waiting on this wave as we see Epicons now joining the party for the siege. So will we see another team fight break out right here? That's the question. Or are they going to give it up? They're going to go ahead and just give this tower up. Probably the best thing to do.
It's not like they're going to stop. They can just keep going.
Yeah. And Aurelia's backing right now. Their wave is still coming up. It's quite a bit of ways yet. But it looks like they're going to stick around.
Yeah, I feel at this point, you get all your lanes shoved, you rotate for the last tower, and then you set up the siege. You have Jinx Rocket, and that's all you need to set up the siege. You just let Jinx slowly wail on that tower.
Epicons completely in the wrong direction. Amadrowski 12 missing that Oriana once again, but he manages to get the last little kill. And that was extremely, extremely bad by Epicons, man. No one was around, and just he had no ward, so he had no clue where anyone was. But he felt, like, I'm 6-0, I can take anyone. Like, you need to continue to play smart, Little things like that will put the other team back in the game, and that is something Griffin Gaming does not want.
Yeah, it was just like a questionable move. You need to think about, is this area warded? Can I do this, successfully? Is this safe? Is this a smart move? So, not working out, but it's not like it cost them the game. They're still 12,000 gold ahead. They just need to push for these last bit of towers and try and shut out the game here, which is kind of the hardest part in this scenario. Flame a little forward here.
Taking a lot of damage. And Amadrowski 12 from International Lane Losers, sitting 4-0. So he is going to be the primary target for Griffin Gaming. They need to get him out because the amount of damage he's doing right now is insane.
Yeah. Looks like they just want to return to this mid lane. Flame does have his teleport, so he can rejoin them when he wants. Until then, it looks like he's going to go bottom lane and look to push that up to the tower. I feel like it's just going to be a stall until then. We're just going to be seeing Griffin Gaming rotate to different lanes, push lanes. Looks like they want to aim for this top tower here.
Yeah.
However, this whole jungle is warded, and it's not like International Lane Losers is not aware of the plan at hand here.
Yeah, I will say that International Lane Losers have been doing a really good job with making sure their own jungle is warded, regardless of what game they've been in. You know, 2 games in a row, we've seen them doing a really good job with wards, despite being up or down. So we may need to. It's good that Griffin Gaming grabbed 3 sweepers because they're just warding everywhere.
Yeah, and this is what this is all that Griffin Gaming needs to do. They can have Flames push in the bottom lane. Once Aurelia's there, you just go for the dive in top lane. You have the dive comp. You have, you know, Kayle and Lulu just to go in ult the Jarvan while Gray takes all the damage because Gray's smart. Gray went full tank. It's not like he needed to go damage this game, and they just need to force the issue here.
Yeah.
And maybe they can do that. We'll have to see.
Yeah, it is good that Gray's going full tank here and just basically act as a CC bot. That is really what Griffin Gaming needs.
You're cutting out. Basically, what I think. Yeah. Yeah, you're cutting out a lot, but I think that Griffin Gaming is a little hesitant right now, and they just need to pull the trigger because the longer they stay, ults flying out, teleports coming in from both sides. Such Train is going to be caught out. The Kayle ultimate's going to go on to Epicon. So is the Wild Growth. Gray's continuing to chase him. IDK Nanthos is going to get caught out by the Braum passive, and that's going to be a double kill for Epicons as the trade went very successfully. Like I said, they have the dive-eccentric comp between Lulu and Kayle, and Epicons would have died there, but that's why you bring Kayle Lulu.
Yeah, that was a really good siege there by Griffin Gaming.
Oh,
and we do see the Oriole coming down, but she's gonna get completely melted by GG Gray. And we do see the siege coming out once again from Griffin Gaming. They managed to pick up 2 towers right there. Didn't lose a single member. And yeah, they're just gonna go ahead and back off here.
Yeah, and that's all they needed. Once you crack that inhibitor tower, that's all you need. Go heal, go back to that top lane, crack that inhibitor, and then go pick up the rest of the objectives. Once you have super minions pushing the top lane, that opens up Baron buff, that opens up pushing in the bottom lane and pushing in the mid lane. So buy your items, get that inhibitor, and try and end this game. That's what Griffin Gaming is looking to do here, pulling up to a almost 17,000 gold lead.
Yeah.
Once again, Pecans, a huge part of why Griffin Gaming is doing so well here. Putting his mark and showing that him and Caraface are a really solid bot lane not to be messed with.
Yeah, for sure. They're gonna go ahead and call for the dragon. Gonna be completely free. You know, they're just gonna keep their lead and increase it however much they can. You know, the ping did come out for that top inhibitor, so that is where their eyes are set. We do see Flame getting ready to go up there and push the wave, but they don't really need to be pushing any waves, honestly. They need to just focus the inhib and possibly come back for the Baron, you know?
They do want to start at this Baron in plain sight of that ward. I don't know how this one's gonna work out, but Gray's not even in the pit. Gray's the jungler,
They're
and they
trying
want to
to
go
melt
for this.
it.
They're just gonna stick it right under their noses. International lane losers knew that they were doing it, and they didn't even try and contest it. So, more power to Griffin Gaming. But I think that is going to be the nail in the coffin here for Team International lane losers. You're going to have a team coming at you in the top lane. All of the ultimates are up. It is go time for Griffin Gaming, and this looks to be maybe the last team fight of the Dragon League for the Grand Gaming League.
Yeah, absolutely. This could be it. This is for all the marbles right now. If International lane losers lose this fight, they will finish second place in the Grand Gaming Dragon League. But Griffin Gaming wants first place, and they're doing such a good job of a convincing game right here. And they're just looking to close it out. You know, they've got everything they could ever ask for. They've got a Fed Jinx. They've got really good push potential right now. They have Baron buff on, and they're looking to make their last push. So
Yeah, I think it's better to play it safe right here. You need to get your lanes pushed out so the lanes aren't pushing towards you when you're doing this. Get your lanes pushed out, regroup. You still have Baron buff. You're still going to have time to push down another lane. And now that you have super minions pushing, it'll just be easier for them to wait. Just go in mid and set up the siege in mid lane. Once they have that set up, wait for those super minions to push in top lane and continue on to the mid tower.
yeah, for sure. So everyone's gonna go ahead and recall and buy. Everyone's feeling really good about this last little push. We do see Gray, the last one, getting off this base, getting ready for what's going to be this last fight, and it's pretty much all coming down to this. Can International Lane Losers defend this push from Griffin Gaming? Can they keep this game alive? Because everything is riding on this next fight.
Find out on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. Thing I do want to mention though is Flame's farm this game is pretty insane. 300 farm at 30 minutes, that's what pros do. And I'm not saying he's a professional. I'm not saying that's not. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying that's really good. So, props to him. This looks to be the push here for Griffin Gaming as they center in. Set the bullseye for this mid tower.
Epicons throw out the ult. I'm not exactly sure what he was aiming at, but I don't think it hit anyone from International Lane Losers. We're gonna go ahead and see Oriana back. Tiverton Fenmar's backing. Tristana also trying to fend off this last little bit of wave coming in from this top part here. So this is the chance right now for Griffin Gaming to go ahead and see this wave right here.
Yeah, and that's what they're going to do. They're going to crack that, and now they're going to look to fight.
Yeah, now they're going to look to fight. We do see the Cataclysm come down. Brahmal comes down. IDK 9000. Solar Flare comes down. Amadrowski takes down IDK 9000. We also see Epicons take down Leona. Gray still going in. Double kill for Epicons. Can he get the triple kill? It's not going to be a triple kill. I'm not exactly sure. Is it a quadra? It's a triple.
I think that's no. Okay, that's the game.
So Griffin Gaming are the Grind Gaming Dragon League champions. Wow. All right, guys, we're gonna hop to a commercial, but when we get back, we're gonna be interviewing members from Griffin Gaming. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a minute.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
They're taking a lot of damage, and Riven's come around the backside. Riven's trying to try and go for the flank. Riven is going for the flank. Force slash after. Oh, he gets it!
Great opportunity.
Now, most of you have been playing this game for 10 years.
One game.
Now, you all have known me for a while, and for a long time now you've been hearing me talk about being perfect. Can you live in that moment?
Either we heal as a team, or we're gonna crumble.
If we played them 10 times, they might win 9. But not this game. Not tonight. Their time is done. It's over. Tonight, we stay with them. And we shut them down because we can.
Alright everyone, welcome back to the Grind Gaming Dragon League Championship matches where I have the winning team, Griffin Gaming, who finished first place with a very convincing 2-1. Welcome everyone.
TSM.
So
Okay. All right. So the first thing I want to talk to everyone about, and we can just go down the line here, is what what was your mindset after game one with that 40-minute slugfest that ended in a loss for you guys? What was your mentality after that game, and how did you recover?
I wanted to kill myself.
From what did you think?
Okay, so it was a bad game, and I thought I could get used to the new Lucian, and unfortunately, I totally played like the worst ever.
Duties.
I played bad. I couldn't carry. It just ended up being bad because we didn't have any objective control either. So it wasn't a good game.
Overall, we kept getting picked, and we played kind of poorly, so we were pretty nervous about the next game.
There was too much hesitation.
It was a big
I also
wake-up
want to
call.
know, Gray, you picked the Amumu and then decided to build full ability power. Were you?
See,
what
I
was going through your head?
Basically, Gray's a racist.
Watching my recent normal
Careful,
games.
Steve, you might get permanent.
So yeah, we've seen
That
the
was just a bad game on Amumu.
we've seen the full AP
Yeah.
of Mumu come out, and that was like we were like, Gray, what are you
was
doing,
the
man?
worst.
Like, and it seemed like the level one like really like kind of messed you up and threw you guys out of rotation. It felt like it felt like you guys weren't synergizing like you guys normally do that first game, but right as that game ended, Epicons, you messaged me and you're like, can we just get into the next game? Because I know that you guys were fired up about that. What were you guys talking about?
I was upset.
Everybody was
okay,
like,
well, I
Yeah,
mean,
there was way too much hesitation in the
I
first
mean,
game.
yeah,
Hey,
everybody
I was really
hesitated a
upset
lot.
the first game. I was like raging, and I was really upset. I was like, "Yo, can we start the next game? I'm pissed. I want to crush these kids." But I was really upset. So I was like, "Okay, I'm just gonna play like Jinx since she's my second best pick." So I guess it worked out.
That's a good transition. Moving into game two now, going from a 45-minute slugfest to practically a 20-minute surrender with a pentakill at the end coming in from Epicons. What was the mentality change, and what did you guys want to change coming into game two?
Power
Let's
is
go with
OP.
Flame.
Just saying.
They
We
did
lost
ban my
power for
vibe.
like 2 minutes.
Oh yeah,
randomly.
we were
I
kind of
was sitting in darkness. I was like, what just happened?
We thought Adam wouldn't be able to come back, and we had to pause. Like there was a lot of connection problems.
Yeah,
This,
I was having some. I didn't have any in the last game,
We
but
all
like
were having.
Yeah.
But basically, so we went into the second game pretty upset that we lost the first game, and we were like full on like man mode. I swear, like all of us had switches turned on, and we were gonna like, it was just a bulldoze straight through.
You could really tell the synergy between you guys was a lot better that game. Like Flame was saying, the hesitation wasn't there.
Yeah.
And you guys were just firing on all cylinders. And Epicons, what did it feel like to get that pentakill into the Baron surrender at the end of the game?
Someone on the stream said pentakill is like the morale destroyer. Morale destroyer.
I after the quadra, I like instantly wanted that Caitlyn, so I was like, give me that. And I was just like, when they got the pentakill, everyone was like, GG, well played. Everyone was like screaming on our raid call. It was pretty funny. I just it just boosted my morale really hard. Yeah. It made me feel better, and it made me like play more aggressively.
Yeah, and I bet that morale definitely carried over into game 3, which was a 32-minute game, 22-7. And I just have to give it up once again to the bottom lane of you guys. I think KR Face played a solid support throughout the series, setting up a lot of plays for his team.
Thank you.
He definitely did. Yeah, he was a lot of the bot lane. I mean, his plays were basically a lot of why we won. It was just like equal skill level that just like pushed us onto people.
Is that why? So can you guys talk to me a little bit about your pick and ban strategy? Because in all of your games, you had an emphasis on banning supports. You didn't want Such Fane to get Thresh at all, or you didn't want him to get Braum at all. And then that last game, Braum was left open, so you guys just picked that.
Yeah, that was actually a strat that, surprisingly enough, I did want them to force us to wanted to force the Braum ban when we couldn't get it, but we definitely wanted it.
Yeah, what happened was I accidentally banned Thresh instead of Braum. And they're trying to figure out a 4-way trade to get me Shen. No Shen.
That was so cancer.
That was so bad. And
And then I'm like asking Steve what
Lulu.
mids he has to trade with him, and he didn't say Kale, but he's like, oh wait, I have Kale after Content locked in Kale. We're like, oh my god.
But
I mean, it's just
prior
fun.
to the prior to the tournament, I was actually practicing a lot of Braum, so it was perfectly fine. Like,
Alright.
we kind of planned for it. even
I
though it was
have
a mistake.
I have a question for Amadrowski. When you seen SKT Slayer change his name to Amadrowski 12, what were you thinking? Like, this is a big BM by him.
There's two things. Well, the main thing I was like, am I doing that well that he wants to be, maybe? And then the second thought was, I asked him immediately, do you even know what my name means? Before it changed. Because I was like, alright, if you're gonna do it, what my
It's his
name
middle name
means.
combined, or it's his
And
first
with my
name combined with his
last
last
name,
name.
and then my lucky number.
Got him.
I'm very original.
Yeah, I mean,
Very,
it was
very
just
original.
it was just funny because after we got that Braum pick, I knew the lane was gonna be super cheese, and I was like, after we just constantly stun locked like every 2 seconds, I was like, yeah, they're not gonna win bot lane. There's no way. And Eve didn't pressure bot lane as much as she did the first game, so I was like, yeah, this is gonna be easy.
And I just have 2 last questions coming from my side. What are you going to do with all that RP in the bank now? If it Rise and all of you are going to get 3,200 RP, you know, what are you going to spend that on?
I can finally buy that Nami skin I always wanted.
I'm
serious.
poor, like, it's great.
I've been wanting that River Spirit Nami skin forever, but I refuse to spend money.
And then my last question for all of you is, do you think that you will make a return in the next season of the Grand Gaming League? Will we see Griffin
Hashtag
Gaming
the
in the
Baron
next
League.
season? Hashtag the Baron League.
We have no idea.
We're not
You
sure.
don't even know.
We'll see.
We'll have to see how things play out.
Hopefully something will
Hopefully
happen.
everyone is in cancer on this team, so
Oh, got him.
That's not
Do you have
offensive.
anything else, Marco?
If I could have Griffin Gaming stick around for a minute, but to everyone watching the stream, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Griffin Gaming taking, the Grind Gaming Dragon League Championship tonight. Had some really good matches. Make sure you guys stick around for the Thursday's match with Crimson Guard United and Caliware. They're going to be facing off in our Baron League Championship match. For the Baron League, that's going to start at 5 p.m. Pacific, which is also 8 p.m. Eastern, so make sure you guys hop back on then. But for tonight, I'm GG Marco with my co-shoutcaster, GGXY.
GGXY. All right, TSM on 3. 1, 2, 3. TSM.
Good night, guys.
TSM.